This is what happens when a coyote mistakes a power pole for a person. Gotta watch out. Welcome back to the channel. Well, another day, another dollar. You know what time it is. Got the old motor, got the rag on top of it so nothing falls down the intake. James Crawley and Dylan Crawley both helped me set it in earlier. After work, I went ahead and put the motor, attached it to the transmission, put my converter bolts in. Transmission still had fluid in it, so I had to slide my drive shaft in the back of it so it wouldn't puke out when we stuck it in. So we slid the drive shaft in, then the transmission, and then the motor. We got it all slid up in here. I put some paint on them old manifolds because Nikki said they look rough, so paint them. They're going to burn off, so they might turn ashy gray, but I guess ashy gray is better than doo-doo brown or rusty brown. So I think they'll look all right. The motor's painted up, cleaned up, so we're ready to rock and roll. Like I said, I left this manifold over here loose. I took the turbo off. I sold this turbo. That turbo there, I've sold it. That's my S488. Sorry if you can hear that noise. My injectors are cleaning. Just run through their cycle. But I've sold that turbo to Jason. We sold the turbo off it to one of the subscribers, Dustin. And so I unbolted it off there just for now. I'm going to put the hot side on it. I'm still going to run that turbo until I get my other turbo. I've hit a guy up, and he's hit me back once, but he got a good deal on turbo I'm wanting. He just ain't answer. You see this? Answer. And check your notifications on Facebook. Check your mail. I'm in your mail. I'm trying to buy your turbo. But since we're going racing this week, we got a race Thursday, and depending on how that goes, we might be racing this weekend at Street Car Takeover. Might try to hit it, so y'all wish me luck. So Street Car Takeover is coming to Charlotte, and I'd love to hit it this year. So let's get this thing stuck in here. Like I said, the motor mount's bolted up, starter's on it, torque converter tightened up. I gotta go through and do my core lines, my shifter stuff, my drive shaft underneath. But for now, let's go ahead and get this hot side on here. I'm gonna get it set up. Start mocking everything up. Go ahead and silicone my V-bands. That way they're good and sealed. Also, that side's tight, but I let this side loose. That way when I tighten the clamps up, I can tighten it back down after I get everything set. And then once I get that, I'll throw my alternator, my water pump, all that on. But it shouldn't take me too long. Check it out. So them four, look, they all super close. 95, 96, 92, 92. Check the other four and see what we got. Hopefully they're all pretty close, we'll be good. It was some reverse flow, got them all even. These are the other four. 98, 95, 95, 102. I'm gonna throw that on this back cylinder, cylinder 7, cylinder 8. The ones that get a little hotter, I'll throw that on the other side. And the rest of them will even them out. Heck yeah. All right now, well I need a bolt for the turbo over here, so we're just gonna fire this thing up for now, see if we got oil pressure. I gotta put the radiator in. I don't suggest cranking that open, but we're gonna crank it open. Hopefully nothing hits it. See what she does. Hopefully we'll have oil pressure. I'm gonna turn the key and make sure we ain't got no fuel leaks first. Cycle the key, didn't see no fuel leaks so far, so we're gonna try cranking it. Hope my phone don't die, but we're gonna see what she'll do. Let's see. I ain't got the intake hooked up inside. I gotta hook it up in the compressor housing and both sleep test it. previously. Man, this thing's sounding good. I can't wait. Cooling fans are working. We're charging. We got good oil pressure. Fuel pressure's down a little bit, but it's almost out of fuel. It's probably running. Nah, there it goes. Look at me, talking good about her. Like I said, she's ready to go. Can't wait. Man, I got this caddy here trying to figure out why it's running hot. Well, I thought we had it. Went out and drove it. Was on my way to Denver. Run hot, so I've been out here coasting this thing. Look, you can't talk junk about no Chevrolet, no Cadillac. Look at the Eldorado, son. The Eldorado, look how far this thing will coast forever. I coasted one whole road a minute ago. It had to be about 4 miles long. Luckily, there was some downhill parts. This thing will just coast. Let's look at it. Oh yeah, we made it. Yeah, I know the engine just stopped. Look at this thing. Man, it ain't got no Ford wheel bearing. This thing got Chevrolet wheel bearing. That's the secret y'all boys don't know. Chevrolet be putting them real wheel bearings in their vehicles. That way you just add a little bit of power out of them. It ain't so much the LS motors or nothing like that. Or what GM builds, it's the cars they build. They just didn't build them so damn heavy. We'd be racing them. Back here pretty good. The windows rolled down. I was just sitting there riding that road. I had a car cut out from me a minute ago, and I was thinking about road rage stuff back when I was a kid and stuff like that. One incident I had, but I had plenty of them. Here's another story for you. Years ago, Highway 279, it's up in Cherryville. It goes through Cherryville. But 279 also goes into Bessemer City. I'd been on the Cherryville side. I had never been on the Bessemer City side. Well, I go to Kings Mountain one day, and on my way back, coming through Bessemer City, I hit C279. I'm like, I cruised on up it. Well, and I cruised on up it, it's pouring down rain. You can't even hardly see in front of the vehicle. The heat in the car didn't work good, so or the truck. The heat, you couldn't see good out the window of it. And I come up on this curve, and I'm running about 35 miles an hour. Well, it's this sharp curve. Way sharper than what I thought it was. So as I turned, I realized we're hydroplaning and we're not making curves. So I hit the brake and I slide across the lane. It's a 2-lane road, but a 3rd lane dipped off to the right to turn into another road. So I slid across the lane. Well, at that same time, a car's coming. Well, this fool, he starts blowing the horn and stuff at me, and I understand he was mad because I did come in his lane, but he also didn't understand I'd never been down that road. I'm 19, 20 years old. I got this guy with me named Jason Norwood. He was in the Army. Well, I got my stuff back up, get back on the road. Well, this fool decides he wants to turn around and chase me, like not chase me, turn around and follow me. And he's blinking his lights and he's throwing his hands up and all that stuff. And I'm looking in my mirror and I'm thinking, boy, you don't want what you about got coming to you, but you about to get what's coming to you. I promise you. I promise everything you looking for. I'm trying to be respectful, but you about to get it. By the time he pokes his little bird up at me, throws his little finger up in the window, I slam on the brakes in front of him. I jump out of the car, and keep in mind it's still raining. I meet him at his door, his car, as he's getting out. Well, he goes through, and when he gets out, he's cussing and raising hell, and I'm just like, sir, I'm like, look, I apologize. I don't know this road here. I've never been down it before. This is the first time I've been through here. I didn't know that curve was that sharp. I apologize. Well, he keeps on running off at the mouth real quick like he's all buff and bad. He's just a little heavy set dude. So in the instance, I was like, you know what? I gave him a good old shove to see where his heart was at. I shoved him. When I shoved him, his old lady hollered. She said, honey, get back in the car. He's crazy. Get back in the car. And in that moment, all his toughness left his body because I checked his manhood. He jumped his butt back in the car. He looped that thing around, went on back down the road. That's the best thing he could have done that day because the next move was going to change the outcome of his life. Man, don't be that guy. Don't be that guy. I don't go ahead and wear his head out for him. But in that moment, like I said, his wife said, honey, he realized I had pulled his man card. He really wasn't about that life. So if you ain't about that life, don't pretend to be about that life. We can still be friends. You ain't gotta be cool. You ain't gotta fake the cool to be cool, you know? You can be your own little weird kind of cool in your own life, but you ain't gotta act like a badass if you ain't a badass. Because there are people out there every now and then, you act like a badass might change your life and pull your card and show how phony you are. Because for every fake person there is, there's a real person that recognizes how fake you are. She's almost ready. You see that line right there? I was watching SRC Garage earlier, Billy's dad, and they were talking about fuel lines on their car, on the truck, and they thought that, you know, that might be an issue why the truck leaned out or whatnot and hurt their old motor. Well, I got me thinking about it, and I got a Dash 8 line on here. I used to have Dash 10. These are Dash 8 fittings. I used to have a Dash 10 fitting. I had an adapter right here, and it went Dash 10 and fed to the back of the car. Well, this is my little tree deal. Well, Nigel told me you always feed your rails from the front. So my rails feed in from the front. But I never really got to thinking about it that last year, see my Dash 10 line, I had some like eBay stuff on here. And it's always been good, except where I had replaced the main, like my original stuff. This line on here is the original line off my car that I wrecked a few years ago. And it done great. Well, I had bought a replacement 10 line and fittings and all that from eBay. I had the motor out for about 3 months, went and put it back in, and the line just split, blowed to crap. Leaked everywhere. So I tried to patch up, couldn't, so I put the Dash 8 line back on there just to make a race or whatever. Well, you forget about it. So, could have been why I melted them plugs on the front 2 holes too. That could have been some of it. Didn't even think about it that, you know, this line right here might be some of the issue. Not saying it's my issue, just saying that I'm sure them injectors would be happier carrying it to a 10 line, because making the power I'm making, we're maxing that line out. So I went down, I put a post on Facebook earlier and made a post while a buddy of mine, Shannon Dellinger, he had the PTFE stuff. He had some Dash 10 off a guy named Matt Cusack's car. So they said, well, we'll just go through and sell you that, and Matt can just order him some more since his car ain't gonna be done. So that's a big thank you. So that's why you always gotta be good to people. Can't be out road raging, because you never know who you might need in life to help you. Well, like I said, they looked out for me, so I went and bought that off them earlier. So now I've adapted that, because I got a little piece of 10 that adapts this 8 off that one little fitting. I went to the back of the car and I've hooked it up. Now I'm gonna go through and get under the car, and I'm gonna start snaking that line through. And like I said, I've hooked it together. That way it'll feed it right back through all the same little stuff. So that way I don't have to just pull it all out and pull it all back in. So I figured I'd show y'all this. This is the adapter stuff I made. This is Dash 8. That's Dash 10. Look at this. So I didn't have enough to make one complete line, so I put a fitting in there to adapt that. That's probably $30 worth of fittings, plus another 10. And then you go right here and you got this monstrosity right here. An 8, an adapter, another 8, an 8 to 10. That's basically a male on both sides. Here's a fitting, 2 female sides to another one, to another one. All right, we got the line on. Let's pressure test it and see if it's gonna blow apart. Hopefully all is good. Seems to be holding pressure right there like that. Let's see if it has a leak. Here's where all our fittings meet up. That's dry. We only got one more fit here in the back. I'll go back there and check it, make sure it's good. You see it. Hood's on it, diapers on it. We'll put the valence on once we load it up. The trunk deck's on it. We just gotta take the car wash it off. We ready. We're racing tomorrow, so I'm gonna end this video here. So anyways, please like, share, subscribe, and comment. I'll see you one later. Thank you.